today's episode of South Stand Signings, is Soloman to Leeds completely off the table? Dejan Ljubicic to Leeds United back on the table with a shock late twist in that transfer saga. Maxwell Aarons flying over to Leeds United as we speak. Rasmus Kristensen potentially securing himself a permanent transfer away, and Leeds United potentially going back in for this French starlet. What's going on, Mr. Budget team? Welcome back to another episode of South Stand Signings. This series, of course, we go through everything happening in and around the world of Leeds United, and we have a little talk about it. But let's not waste any more of your time. Let's get straight into the meat of the action. Just quickly before we do get into the video though, about 85% of you aren't subscribed. We've got 10,000 views in the last video. Please, we are so close to 5,000 subscribers. If you guys could subscribe or maybe even hit that like button as well, that would be so massively appreciated. Just so you can keep up to date with everything and help support me, support you as well. Anyway, let's not waste so much time. And there is no better place to start than over here with Maxwell Aarons. And if you're going to start on this story, you're going to start with the first piece of information that we all saw, and it was another Sky Scanner kind of little flight tracking details, and there has been a scheduled flight from Bournemouth to Leeds Bradford Airport. That same aforementioned company that sent the flight to Ramazani to Leeds United. Now, there are two players that Leeds United fans have been speculating could be coming to Leeds United from Bournemouth. Both Philip Billing and Maxwell Aarons. Now, a lot of people have been going back and forth all day saying, no, it's Philip Billing, no, it's Maxwell Aarons, no, you're an idiot, James, what are you talking about by saying Leeds are going to bring more signings in? Well, let me tell you something, brother. And this goes out to one brother in particular named Mr. Joe Wayman. How about you stop calling this guy crazy when I tell you 2 days ago Max Aarons is coming to Leeds? How about you stop mugging me off and then coming back 2 days later with your tail tucked between your legs to apologise, because I believe it is Max Aarons, and this is why. Because he was omitted by Daniel Farks, from Daniel Farks, from Iraolas matchday squad. Now, people are thinking, listen, mate, James, what are you talking about? You're mugging yourself off. He's had injury issues, he's had other issues, that's why he's not in the squad. Well, let's have a little look at what Mr. Graham Smith has to say, what the Liverpool Echo has to say, just the Echo in general has to say, and Iraola himself, most importantly, has to say. It's all covered over here, all over your screen. It's covered everywhere. Iraola's decision was not based on Max Aarons' fitness. It was based on a tactical decision. He was left out of the squad because Iraola didn't want him to play there. So, you can see there's already cracks starting to be seen. Now, let's have a look at his direct quote, shall we, on Maxwell Aarons. He's trying to get more minutes. You can be out of the squad one day and the next day you start. I try to prioritize attacking plays. I normally don't go with more than 2 or 3 defenders on the bench. So he's clearly saying, listen, no fitness issues, no issues of that regard. He just wasn't good enough to get into my squad. Simple as that. And he's trying to downplay it by saying, listen, I don't go for more than 2 or 3 defenders. Listen, 2 or 3 defenders on the bench is a lot of defenders. Don't get me wrong. It is a lot of defenders. We used to only be able to make 3 substitutions per game. Now it's been up to 5. That's a lot of defenders that you're putting on the bench, and you're leaving Aarons out. That tells a lot about it for me, and I feel like he could be on his way over. There are obviously numerous reports that Leeds United are interested in bringing him, and in the last 4 days of the transfer window, we have put him shortlisted onto the bench of Leeds United's transfer target list. Now, in other news, we move swiftly over to Soloman, and this tweet shook the world this morning from Shea Legacy. Soloman update. The move to Leeds United is not certain. Soloman has completed the medical test, but there are quite significant financial differences between the clubs. Talks continue between the parties. The players' camp also does not rule out additional options before the window closes. Now, we're seeing a lot of reports circulating both before and after this that Soloman is still in talks with other Premier League outfits. Obviously, he had his medical reported to happen on Saturday. Nothing happened on Sunday. I thought, and a lot of people thought, it's just because our clubs don't really get business done on Sunday. But now you're seeing maybe there's a little bit more to this whole debacle in terms of him not being able to agree a fee with Leeds, Spurs not being able to agree with you with Leeds. Obviously, Spurs don't want to give us an option to buy. Spurs want to just loan him out and then see if he's fit enough to take him back next year. And maybe Leeds aren't too happy with that. Maybe they're pulling their feet back a little bit. Maybe we're playing hardball. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And there's also been a really, really negative fan backlash to him being announced as having a Leeds United medical. So maybe that's played a little part in it as well. But right now, things are not looking good. Indeed, and this story is being picked up by a lot of news publications, both from a Spurs perspective and a Leeds United perspective. So we're going to have to see how the days, hours, and minutes roll through on that one. Now, in further news, Dejan Ljubicic might not be off Leeds' radar just yet as the Cologne chief speaks out. Leeds United are apparently set to submit a lucrative bid to sign Dejan Ljubicic from FC Cologne, according to Rheinische Post. The German newspaper reported via their print edition on Monday, the 26th of August, that it remains to be seen whether or not the 26-year-old Austrian midfielder will remain in Cologne after he scored twice in Sunday's 5-0 win over Braunschweig. Yes, this was a huge story. I mean, the second Leeds United come out to be off Dejan Ljubicic, he goes and bags 2 goals and puts a masterclass performance in, like a 9.3 SOFA score rating, something ridiculous like that. And just goes to show you how Leeds have mugged ourselves off there and how you would be such a great midfield addition to Leeds United. And now it seems like Leeds are starting to wake up and decide, you know what, mate, we might need to pull our finger out on this one. Their chief did speak out on this after saying it is normal that there are rumours at the end of a transfer phase. He's trying to downplay it. He's trying to push it under the rug, under the carpet. But as we've seen, players or owners and directors always come out saying crazy things, and then, you know, things are subject to change. And I said it to you before when Leeds were going quiet. I felt like we were playing hardball. I think we're realising, especially after that performance that he dropped, that it didn't do us any favours in our hardball negotiations and that we are going to have to go in big for it. I said it a couple of days ago. I do reckon we will still get him done, but we are just kind of teetering over the edge and leaving some time for it to get done. Letting it marinate, if you will. Now, the final story of incomings is around this man, Mr. Edouard Michut. Leeds United were interested in signing the French midfielder this time last year, but he ended up securing a transfer to Turkey from PSG. But he's now a free agent under wage complications. Daniel Falconi has a few days after the summer window to add the right players. Midfield is an area of particular concern in terms of strength and depth, with only 3 senior options on the book after Glenn Kamara and Archie Gray were sold in July. But as we just spoke about with Dejan Ljubicic, I believe he is the addition we'll be going for, so not necessarily Edouard Michut. Now, apparently, Manuel Benson is also not off Leeds United's radar yet. Obviously, we did sign Ramazani, and ever since then, his name has gone a little bit quiet. Manuel Soloman, obviously, having his medical at Leeds. Maybe this is Leeds United's fullback option, although, with the state of affairs going on at Burnley right now, who knows what the heck is going to happen with him. We'll have to stay up to date on that one. And just finally, £15 million Leeds United transfer hopes boosted amid Lone Star's emerging fan favourite status. That is Rasmus Kristensen, who looks to be impressing at Eintracht Frankfurt, with the Leeds United loanee quickly endearing himself to supporters and his head coach. We did that very quickly at Leeds United until we realised, I'm going to take a mate, this guy is a little bit suspect defensively, and he did put on a bit of a hooner in that game against Borussia Dortmund that you're seeing an image of here, where he let the winger just completely walk past him and slap it top bins. But obviously Leeds are hoping to offload him, and, you know, the better impression he makes on loan, the better that is for Leeds United. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about all of these stories down in the comment section down below. For now, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir, my brothers.